I'm back with another album review. Today's review is on Out of Exile from Audioslave. This is Audioslave's second album. It is produced by Rick Rubin. The album was recorded at 3 different studios: Cello Studios in Hollywood, Academy Mathematique of Philosophical Sound Research in Los Angeles, and Sunset Sound in Los Angeles. Pre-production was done at Swing House in West Hollywood. The album was recorded between July of 2004 and January of 2005. It was released on May 23rd, 2005 under Epic Records and Interscope. This album actually charted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Brown lined that Chris Cornell wrote his most personal songs on this album, which were influenced by positive changes in his life since 2002. You can point out that this album is more varied than Audioslave's debut album, and doesn't rely on heavy guitar riffs as much. Brad Wilk even explained that Audioslave's first album was from people from 2 different bands with history attached, but he didn't feel this way with this album. Audioslave even performed at a free concert in Havana on May 6, 2005, making them the first American rock band to perform in Cuba. They even played in front of an audience of 70,000 people. They also interacted with some Cuban musicians. Played a total of 26 songs at that concert. Most of them were from this album, and this was before this album was released. For online, this album was met with mostly positive reviews from critics. They even point out that Audioslave had defined their own sound rather and established more of an identity rather than just sounding like Rage Against the Machine fronted by Chris Cornell. Critics also noted that Chris's vocals were much stronger this time, most likely due to the fact that he had quit drinking and smoking. Now to talk about the songs. This album starts with Your Time Has Come. The song was released as a single on May 3rd, 2005, just 20 days before the album was released. The song was inspired by the song People Who Die by the Jim Carroll Band, which was written as a salute to the casualties of New York drug culture. And Chris Cornell explained that Your Time Has Come with references to people that he knew that were younger than him and had been dead for years. He also said that it's about people who took their own lives before their time had come. Overall, I really like this song despite the dark backstory behind it. The next song is Out of Exile, which obviously shares the same title as the album. The next song, Be Yourself, is the song that comes next. This is my all-time favorite Audioslave song. The song was released as a single on February 2nd, 2005, just 3 months before the album was released. It's actually Audioslave's most well-known song that isn't Like a Stone. Chris Cornell said in an interview that the lyrics were inspired by events in his life, ranging from different changes, different tragedies, and mistakes that he had made in the past. He also said that he wanted to be able to make up for that stuff without feeling ashamed. After that, This Doesn't Remind Me. The song was released as a single on July 5th, 2005, and was even nominated for Best Hard Rock Performance at the 2006 Grammy Awards. And I read that the music video for the song was made in protest against the war in Iraq, which is understandable considering the fact that was going on at the time. Audioslave are now the only band that were protesting against the war in Iraq and or the Bush administration, because other bands such as Rise Against, Pearl Jam, System of a Down, 9 Inch Nails, Disturbed, Green Day, and TSOL, among others, are doing that as well. Drown Me Slowly comes next, and the song has more of a heavier sound to it. Heaven's Dead and The Worm are both memorable for how they sound. Man or Animal is another heavy sound, and I really like it. Yesterday to Tomorrow has more of a lighter feel to it. The same goes with Dandelion. The chorus is the last song on this album, and this song serves as the finale. I also like how atmospheric it feels. I read online that the UK version of this album has a live version of Like a Stone. Now the Japanese version has that as well, along with a cover of Super Stupid by Funkadelic. Unfortunately, neither of those songs are on this version of the album. And overall, I really enjoy this album. But not only that, but I consider this to be my personal favorite album from Audioslave. In most ways, they did things better with this album than it did with their first album. As I previously stated, the critics point out that Audioslave established more of an identity with this album. I highly recommend buying this album and listening to it, especially if you're an Audioslave fan like myself. That's all I have to say on this album. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell to be notified of future uploads. And leave a comment if you like. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back on Saturday with another review.